Hello and welcome to LIBR 102, Introduction to Library Circulation and Customer Service for the Fall Semester 2018. I'm Dorothy Ryan and I will be your instructor this semester. I'd like to share a little bit about myself. I have a Master of Arts degree in Information Resources and Library Science, which is what the University of Arizona used to call their Masters in Library Science. They've changed the degree since I graduated, calling it something much more pronounceable. I've worked in many different kinds of libraries in many different roles. I started off as a page in a public library. I then went on to be a library clerk at a high school library. I traded that in for a library assistant position at a court law library. I then started my post-master's degree library career as a solo librarian at a technical college. I then went to a public university in Illinois and was an instructional services librarian for a while there, and then ended up at a liberal arts college as a library director. I have a bachelor's degree in music and a master's degree in music, and I worked for several years as a paid professional opera singer. At one point, I decided I liked a regular paycheck and health insurance, and I went back to get my library master's degree. But enough about me. If you need to contact me during the semester, you can use the email in Blackboard. I'll be checking it daily. Or you can use my school email, which you see on the slide there. We can also schedule a video call or instant messaging through Skype. If you have a general question whose answer might be of interest to your fellow classmates, you can use the first discussion forum in Blackboard called General Forum. I will send out announcements on Blackboard periodically. Be sure you're on the alert for those since I'll be sharing important information throughout the semester. Your textbook for this course is Library Programs and Services, The Fundamentals, 8th edition by Evans, Saperano, Christie's, and Sinwell. Please note that this book is also the textbook for LIBR 104, Public Services for Library Technicians. So hang on to this book until you've completed both courses. The methods of instruction for this class include readings, mostly from your textbook. However, there will be some additional readings outside of the textbook. You'll have discussion forums, chapter review questions from the textbook, written assignments, various activities, site visits to a library or libraries of your choice, and a final project. The grading breaks down as follows. There are 8 discussion questions, each worth 60 points. 4 chapter review question assignments. Obviously, each assignment is more than just one question, so there'll be multiple questions on each of the 4 chapter review assignments, and those are 60 points each. There are 4 written assignments at 75 points each. There's 1 graded activity. There are plenty of other activities, but there's one that will be graded, and that's 60 points. There are 2 site visits that you'll be responsible for, and those written assignments after the site visits will be 100 points each. And then your final project, that should say project, not paper, is at 300 points. There is something due every week. Due dates vary, but generally assignments are due by midnight on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You have a discussion forum response due on Thursday of the first week of classes, for instance. Due dates are listed on the instructor's syllabus and on Blackboard under due dates. If you like to work ahead, that's okay, but do not turn in work more than a week ahead of the due date. Please read your syllabus carefully and keep it handy. It has a lot of important information. You are responsible to understand everything in the syllabus. If you have any questions about it, please email me. Please turn your work in on time. Now, I just asked you to turn your work in on time, and really most students do. I acknowledge and understand that there are sometimes circumstances occur in life where you just can't meet a deadline. This happens at work too, which you probably know. So if you have a legitimate emergency and cannot submit your work on time, I ask you that you contact me as soon as possible, because I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. On a case-by-case basis, I can grant you a 48-hour deadline extension or longer if circumstances warrant it. It really all depends. Regardless of the circumstances, late work does receive a point deduction. If you don't submit your work, however, you're going to get 0, and some points are better than no points. So I would say even if you know you're going to miss a deadline, contact me, explain the situation, turn in your work anyway. Do your best not to get behind. If there is an issue or issues, please let me know. You know, you don't have to divulge what the problem is, but we can discuss you know, a path forward for you regardless of what it is. We can usually make it work as far as you getting work done and back on track. So most of you, this is not even going to be an issue, but if you do have something come up, please let me know. Consecutive zeros in the grade book make it nearly impossible for you to pass the course. So if you simply do not turn things in more than once or twice, there's a real good possibility you won't be able to pass the course. So you have to keep on it, and if something comes up, please let me know, and we will in most cases be able to work something out. Your very first assignment is to post an introduction to the discussion forum. Instructions for the post are just below this video in Blackboard. Please do this by midnight on Tuesday, as this is how I will count you present for the course. For those of you waiting on a financial aid disbursement, it's imperative that you be counted present as quickly as possible. With that, I'll say welcome and have a fantastic semester.